Kenneth G. Hasty, raw. In 3, 2, 1.
I want to do one of those Alfred Hitchcock things, see if it worked. Anyway, hi, I'm Kenneth G. Hasty. I'm a business growth consultant and author of the popular book on selling, 77 Seconds to Sales Success, the practical, tactical, no fluff guide to excelling as a salesperson. You can get it pretty much anywhere, ebook, regular book, Barnes & Noble, Amazon. You go right to its website, 77secondstosalessuccess.com. And right now there's a opportunity in that if you want a personally autographed book with your name in it or a gift to somebody, go to the 77seconds.com site and there's no additional charge to do a personal autograph. And we'll try to get it out within 24 hours. Anyway, that's enough about that. I'm not here necessarily to be advertising my books. But I will ask you this. I do these free series of videos to help business owners and salespeople to improve your sales, to get more sales. And all I ask is that if you like it, make some comments, share it, forward it, retweet it, etc., so that we can kind of get the word out. And it helps me build my brand, so it's a win-win for everybody. So today, we're going to talk about, we have a question. To CRM or not to CRM? And for those of you that don't know the term CRM, that's a customer relationship management database. So if you think back, computers in business have only been around for a fairly short time when you look at, the recent history. And being able to have a database, got to be, I think everybody, of course, has a computerized database these days. But how well are you documenting your interactions with your customers? How well are you helping the next person? And what I mean by that, I was a traveling sales guy for a long time. And I had a lot in my head. And, it was partially job security, I guess, because I was the only one that had the information. So I could go to places. I remember, for instance, I was selling replacement parts for strip mining equipment, and my territory was Western North America. So I'd be working up in the Yukon, down into Mexico, and I really didn't take many notes. I'd call in orders, etc. And it occurred to me later when I left, that was really a horrible disservice to whoever replaced me, because they had no information. They were basically starting from scratch. They had a database, they had a list of customers and their orders, but that was about it. So if you think about it, what is a CRM? It's sort of the brain of the company. And what I mean by that is if you look at that as sort of the hub for all the information, then if they call in, they've got some kind of a technical issue, they talk to your technical department, somebody makes a note on that customer's file. The next time the salesperson looks at it, they're like, oh, I see they talked to technical. So you talk, hey, I see you talked to technical. Did you get your issue resolved? They think, wow, what great service. Thank you so much. Or if you're the owner of the company, you can kind of keep track and see what's happening out there. I know salespeople, the classic line, and I've been there myself, I don't have time to be typing out all this stuff. I want to be out there selling. But the fact is, if you don't enter a lot of information into a central database, especially a CRM, you're going to have things slip through the cracks. And the beautiful thing about a good CRM is that it gives you task and calendar, it reminds you on cue. So it'll come in and say, hey, don't forget to call so-and-so today. And you're like, oh yeah, I better call so-and-so. And their information's right there. You go in, you make a note, done, real easy. And that gets ongoing. So maybe you get promoted, if you're a salesperson, you get promoted to management. The next person comes along, they don't have to call you every 10 minutes to ask you about customers. It's right there. It's in the CRM if you did your job and wrote the notes in there. They might call you and say, yeah, I see you wrote this note on, but it's not like, who's this guy? Well, it's all there. It's a beautiful thing. So I recommend using the CRM. Now, nowadays, the best CRMs are the cloud-based CRMs. Cloud-based meaning that you can access them through the internet from any computer anywhere. And what makes that nice as compared to some CRMs, you might still have one that you just stick the disk in your computer and, you download the software. And that's nice and that's your computer and it's good, but it's not really that shareable. Or you've got some that are just in the office or, but if you got a cloud base, everybody's got the same information because it's quote unquote on the cloud. Now, what makes the best CRMs these days? Well, there's been quite an advancement in technology, even over the last few years in CRM. So let's put it like this. A CRM should be a place to keep all the information about your customers and keep all your notes about customers and their orders, their contacts, et cetera, the calendar of the, if you need to call a customer back, et cetera. So a good CRM will allow you to send emails through the CRM and still show that it's coming from you. Will allow you to, it'll send tasks to you, it'll send reminders to you, et cetera. A great CRM will also automate much of the marketing effort. So if you're using a great CRM, you lay out, you know what a funnel is. We'll have subsequent conversations about sales funnels and marketing funnels. But basically, it's your leads all the way through to when they become a customer or they don't. And so in your funnel right now, you've got in your head, okay, I'm going to get this lead. Okay, I'm going to follow up. I'll send an email. I'll send a note. I'll call, whatever. And that might be it. You might lose it from there. You might forget, and who knows what. And then you go, oh man, I got to get back to so-and-so. You ever done that? You know it. I have to. So the nice thing, if you get what I call a great CRM, what you do is you set up your marketing sales campaign way ahead of time. You say, okay, when they're brand new and they click in here, and now I've got their permission to email them, then I can have a great CRM put it into my long, maybe even a 2-year funnel, and it automatically sends a personal email that I've pre-written at certain intervals, just kind of checking in, reminding them, so it keeps you in the forefront of them. It does more too. It reminds you if you need to make a phone call at that time or send a certain letter, but everything's automated. It's all pre-scripted, so 24/7 behind the scenes. Let's say you've been in contact with hundreds of potential customers over a year. That's okay because it never forgets anything. So all of these customers feel like you're taking great care of them, and you might be in Aruba drinking a Mai Tai, But the beauty is 24/7 the CRM's doing the work and it's carrying it out. And so, if you want more information on that and the CRM systems that we use and recommend, go ahead and send me an email, kennethghasty@gmail.com. If you want to just check me out, you can look on my website, kennethghasty.com. Or if you're interested in the book, you can go to 77 seconds to salessuccess.com or Barnes & Noble or pretty much any of the book places, and paperback or ebook. But meanwhile, if you're wondering whether to use a CRM, I would wonder why you wouldn't. So absolutely, if you don't have a good CRM, need some help with that, feel free to get in touch with me. I got some good recommendations for you. If you do have a good CRM, remember to use it, because if you're not entering the information, it's not there. So anyway, thanks everybody, and I hope this was helpful, and we'll see you again tomorrow. Take care. Bye.